Hello, how are you?
We'll just wait on a few more people to join us before we get started. We hope in the meantime you can enjoy the music, sponsored by one of our startups, Neverland Creations. Boomba. Andre Abu Awad asks كيف الطاقة? And we respond Boomba. Thanks for being with us, Andre.
Boomba.
Thank you to Boomba, yes.
Inshallah, على طول Boomba. I'm happy for you guys, everyone.
Thank you.
Vision team.
Thank you, Andre. And thank you for working tirelessly with these teams to help them get here. Hello, Salah, welcome. Hello, Lama, you have your hand up. No problem. So we'll be starting at 4:10, about 2 more minutes to go. Should I keep the music going? Yes?
Sure.
I'd like to also welcome Dr. Diana, our chairperson. Thank you to everyone who's made it out here today to hear these pitches. Qaisar Ghraib, thank you for being with us. Sami Abu Saab, sorry, thank you for being with us. Everybody, thank you. We have our coders here today supporting the startups. Thank you for being here. All right, so a few more people are rolling in, but in light of time, I'm going to begin. So hello, everybody. My name is Dana, and I'm the programs manager here with Park Innovation. Very excited to be hosting this online demo day with the team. And despite the challenges that were put before us, all of us pulled through, and like the tech hub that we are, it was very easy to make the shift online. Everybody can hear me okay? All right, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the park. In the summer of 2019, Park Innovation launched its first accelerator and coding program. It was a great milestone for us. Many tech hubs have been opening up around Beirut and the world, but not many were in rural areas. And many people applied. And although only some got through, everybody that was part of the park community and still came with the same enthusiasm and passion for success that you would see from any applicant for any accelerator or program around the world, despite what challenges may have put before them. These applicants, like us, are excited by the prospects of building a community and program founded on the intersection of tech, innovation, business, and rural Lebanon. We were even lucky to bypass the coronavirus by just a few weeks to host a 400 attendance of Future of Work conference here in Batlin. Regardless of all this excitement, we are well aware that in some ways this is uncharted territory. We have to tread with care. More so, the economic and social situation is difficult. We have to recognize that it's going to require a new way of thinking, so to break free what we traditionally thought was possible. As Albert Einstein once said, we can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. As you'll see today, all of these startups have adopted the motto, "Start up and up we go," despite these challenges. I'm excited to be able to showcase all of their hard work with them today, along with the team and Park Innovation, as well as the simply amazing solutions that they've been working on after having graduated during their time at the Push Start Bootcamp and the Tech Dreamer Pre-Accelerator. I'm also excited to announce that we have 2 new streams opening up. Program. Be sure to visit Park Innovation to learn more. It's park-innovation or our Instagram or Facebook pages as well to learn more and to access the application form. Now I'm going to give the mic over to my dear colleague, Haitham, who will tell you a little bit about today, a little bit more about today. Haitham?
Thank you, Dana. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, on behalf of the Park Innovation Board of Directors Management, I'd like to welcome you here on our first demo day. I'm happy that at this challenging time, we are gathering here to celebrate this event and to wish a group of motivated entrepreneurs who went through tough times recently and throughout the crisis since September 2019, but remained strong and straight to the goal, a good journey. As you know, our country is passing through hard times, and 50% of the Lebanese will be out of work and living below poverty line. Traditional approaches to deal with current economic situation are no longer enough or relevant. We need innovative approaches to address our chronic issues. It's exactly the right time to look into opportunities in the midst of crisis now. Now I'd like to share some good news with the startups and with everyone and announce a 10 million Lebanese pounds cash prize by our partner and prize sponsor, Lee Bank. Thank you, Lee Bank, for the contribution and for all the support throughout the program. I'd like to welcome as well our VIP guests today who will be with us asking our startups some questions during the pitches. Dr. Diana Jumblat, Chairwoman of Park Innovation, Mr. Aysar Ghraib, Assistant General Manager at Lee Bank, Omar Christidis, CEO of ArabNet, Sami Abu Saab, CEO of Speed. Thank you, our partners, for contributing to this event and for your time. A small message to our startups, and to be very realistic, you will be facing a lot of hardships and challenges. You need to be resilient, as you are today. You need to expand your network, create partnership to expand your chances. You need to seek the right help and the right people. Finally, thank you, Dana, Eli, and the Park Innovation team for this great journey. Without you, we couldn't make it possible. Thank you again. We'll give the mic to Dana now.
Thank you, Haitham. And thank you as well to you and the board for the great vision and making this possible for us, the team, and all the participants in the program. It's been such a wonderful journey. To stay in touch with us, again, here are some quick links. Now I'm just going to go over some housekeeping for the day. Here's a look at the agenda. As soon as the opening remarks wrap up, we'll directly jump into the 7 startup pitches that will be happening today. Each team has 3 minutes to present. This will be followed by a Q&A panel. By our expert panel that Haitham has mentioned. And again, I want to welcome them all here with us today. After that, there will be a networking session. So what we're going to do is we're going to put each startup in a breakout room. And if you would like to network with a startup at the end of the session, you can simply let us know and we will put you into the room that they are in. Kind of think about it like an exhibition or networking after a regular demo day where you go up to their table and ask them questions, but in this case, it's breakout rooms. We'll quickly wrap up with closing remarks, and that'll wrap up our first ever demo day. I also want to add, to help give these startups a well-rounded experience and to take away as much value from this demo day, we will be sharing a feedback form after each startup presentation, to each pitch, where we request that you go in and quickly fill in the feedback form. I have the link right here. And if you want to connect with that startup as well, you can let us know and we'll be sure to connect you with them after the demo day wraps up. So just a few more things. Some Zoom tips that we've learned having been using Zoom so often in the past few months. Number one, while presentations are happening, please use speaker view. You can select this on the top right corner of Zoom. This way you can see the pitch presenter, the founder, speaking while presenting their presentation. Secondly, videos may lag. You may also find that there's a slight lag in the pitch presentations. If this happens, it's very natural with the internet. So we recommend that you turn off your cameras. I will try to do the same as well while the teams are presenting, and that way we can improve the bandwidth together. Of course, if you're speaking, you can of course keep your cameras on. And also, if we can all please stay muted to eliminate any extra noise. Again, of course, that if you're speaking in our panel, please be sure to unmute before you begin. And now I'm going to give the stage to my colleague Eli, who will be introducing the startups.
Hello everyone and welcome to our first ever demo day. My name is Alim Salim. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator for Park Innovation. Let's start with the first startup. Okay, tired of collecting and analyzing data, Sinan Nuruddin, a successful developer, came up with vSmart to help collecting and analyzing data with no human being intervention. Sinan, the stage is yours.
This is what a typical restaurant customer feedback form looks like. A lot of restaurant owners had to deal with one of these. But imagine having to read and analyze 1,000 of these in a single week. It doesn't only stop with these kind of surveys. Customers now are sending their feedback through social media platforms, including Facebook, Google, and the most widely used now is Zomato. So with a large number of feedback, we found out that customer feedback analysis costs a lot of money, is time-consuming, and there's a high rate of human error. Because customer service agents can be subjective, and one feedback can be analyzed differently. We at vSmart worked so hard to solve all these problems by automating the whole customer service analysis process using artificial intelligence. We do so by gathering feedback from social media platforms, including local surveys, and we get the sentiment, whether they are positive or negative, and we get the topics that the user is talking about. These topics can include the food, the service, and even the menu. With this data, we visualize well-designed, flexible dashboard for the customer service department to know exactly what's happening in their business and tackle problems accordingly. With this technology, we were able to reach an analysis accuracy of 97%, and we predict to reduce the cost by 60%, and most importantly, reduce the time spent by 90%. Remember the 1,000 feedbacks we were talking about? Now you can do it 90% faster. There's a huge opportunity for the customer experience market, predicted to reach a value of $23.6 billion by 2027. We are a B2B business, and we will be reaching our customers through direct sales. And using the SaaS model, we will be offering different subscription plans for different prices. We do have competition, of course, but what vSmart is also offering all-round reputation management and competition benchmarking, such that a restaurant can compare its performance with the market's performance. We are a team of 2 passionate developers with over 6 years of experience in different software and business industries. Rami Zebien, responsible for the technology operations, and me, Sinan, responsible for the execution and operation management. We started building our product by January this year. And because of coronavirus, we had to postpone going to the market and launching our first beta version till July this year. We forecast to launch in Saudi Arabia and UAE by 2022. One more thing, Lebanon is just our stepping stone into this business. We plan to partner with local food apps like Zomato or Yelp to reach multiple restaurants in multiple countries. Thank you. I would also like to ask my colleague Rami Zebien to join me and unmute his mic for Q&A.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Rami.
Hello. Okay, thank you, Sinan. Welcome, Rame. The floor is now open to our expert panel. During this time, everyone can add feedback to the link provided at the bottom of the slide. Simply unmute your mics if you want to talk.
Oh, hello, Sinan. This is Sami.
Hi, Sam.
How are you doing? So I have a question for you regarding actually like what's going on right now with Corona and everything else, and how you have thought about restaurants kind of moving forward in the next 6 months and then a year, and what's your contingency plan if the restaurants are not doing well?
All right. We
That's
actually had this
worldwide,
plan.
not Lebanon. I'm just
Yes,
asking worldwide
we-
because that's a worldwide problem.
We do realize we have a really economic crisis going on in Lebanon, and it's a global crisis. But the nice thing about our plan, we will be first starting in Lebanon by offering our service for free for the first 2 to 3 customers to have testing our beta version in the market and to collect some feedback from these restaurants. And with the power of AI, the longer we are getting more feedback, so the longer we're working with these potential customers, we're actually making our AI better. Until that time, hopefully everything will be back to normal. We will start going even more global.
I would like to add something here. We've built our model to be easy scalable across several industries. So instead of wasting our time from the beginning and considering several industries, we decided to start with the restaurant industry. We collect all the metrics, all the feedback of the users, just to make sure we're moving forward in the correct steps, and then we can update and launch new features as per needs.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to ask a question. This is Omar Christidis from ArabNet. I don't know, can you
Hi,
hear
Omar.
me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can.
Okay, great. So I saw that you guys have 2 kind of ideas that are going on. One which is surveys and feedback forms, and the
Yeah.
other which is sentiment analysis. When I saw that your competitive analysis, I saw mostly survey technology like SurveyMonkey and others, but
Yeah.
you didn't really tackle the competition in the sentiment analysis space. And so I'm not really sure which one you're in. Are you helping people create their own surveys and let people answer, or are you analyzing all the data that's out there? And my second question is really about the sentiment analysis part, right? Because you don't have those competitors on there, you're missing people like Radian6 and some of the global technology companies that are in the space of sentiment analysis. The challenges of which first are their technology is still not there at a global level yet, not that I'm aware of. And 2, this drastically shifts from language to language, where you would look like a company like Crowd Analyzer could be a potential competitor. So I'd love to hear, are you survey or are you sentiment analysis? And if you're sentiment analysis, who are your competitors? How are you differentiating yourselves? How are you achieving better results than others?
Thank you, Omar, for your question. Let me start with the first question. First, we do offer local surveys, and we do this just for like as a bonus for any restaurant who doesn't have a local survey to offer for their customers. But what we do with sentiment analysis is that what matters about the feedback now is what the user has to say about a certain restaurant. Because having to rate with the stars, or even from 1 to 5, doesn't give you a lot of like, it actually limits you from what you want to say about a certain restaurant, especially when it's a negative feedback. So what we do by offering local surveys, we do have analysis for the multiple choice answers, but we're adding the sentiment analysis to the text place, and we do so by analyzing the text, getting the meaning out of it, and getting the sentiment, whether it's positive or negative. And by the way, we also get the aspects that the user is talking about, because it's too broad to know just if it's positive or negative. And about the competition, this is a really interesting question. We actually have a lot of competition in the market, and SurveyMonkey is one of them. I was surprised to know that they do have sentiment analysis in their services. When you get a survey from SurveyMonkey and you have a text field for a user to enter, they automatically add an NLP technology to analyze this text without any human intervention. And as we said before, we do have a lot of competition, but I just added the three like main competitors for me in Lebanon after my validation on the slides. But we do have like a whole list of competition. And I would like to talk more about my competition with you if, after this pitch. And about one more thing, I'm sorry, I forgot this. How do we know if we're doing good in sentiment analysis or not? We actually got a huge data set from Zomato and Yelp. Yelp give you a free data set from all the reviews they had. And we tested our models to check our accuracy on these labeled reviews. And we found out that we were able to get the high accuracy by 97% positive rates.
Your microphone is muted.
Yeah, Omar, your microphone's muted, but I think I read your lips.
Yeah, I was saying, okay, thank you.
Exactly, perfect. Any other questions?
Yeah, actually, I have one. So hello guys, hello Sinan, hello Rami. This is Salah from Veritech.
Hi Salah.
Great presentation and great application.
Thank
I
you.
would just have a small question for, I guess, the technical lead, Rami. Rami, most of the startups are, and most of the ideas are thinking about integration. Integrating into different platforms, not only having a back end and a front end. Maybe the technology can be introduced in any other platform. So your feedback form can be embedded within any other website directly from their end, and they might design their own web interface or mobile interface to talk with your system. Did you take that into consideration to have your system embedded within other systems? And what's your plan for that?
Yes, Salah, we plan to launch an SDK for this, but not directly after we launch our beta. So it would be a feature to be added at a later phase after we make sure that we're going forward on the correct steps and everything is fine. But we do consider having an SDK to be implemented in mobile apps and in websites and any other application.
Great. I would also recommend to have partners on that and Edge too, to integrators that can suggest your application to be embedded with other websites, and you might have rewarding for that. The more people integrating, the more database and artificial intelligence actually would be added.
Yes, perfect.
Thank you, Salah. I would like to add one more thing to this question. Also, Salah, we're planning to approach local food apps. So we have a lot of them in Lebanon, and there's like hundreds of them worldwide, like Zomato, Yelp, Totters, Bitfood, etc. Our plan is to partner with these companies so we can integrate our software in their software. So when a restaurant just subscribes to Zomato, they will get our service with the subscription. This is one of our plans to do when we launch.
Perfect.
Thank you, Salah.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We're going to wrap up questions, but remember you can ask them in the feedback form or at the end during the breakouts. Ili? Ili, the stage is yours.
I was muted, sorry. And now, meet Hanadi Abu Dargham, a passionate entrepreneur who got married recently. And as a bride, Hanadi has created Brideway to help every bride have her dream wedding to come true. Hanadi, the stage is yours.
Hanadi? Sorry, perhaps we have another muted mic. Hanadi, we can't hear you. I don't see your mic working, although it's not muted. Okay, it looks like we lost Hanadi. Hanadi, do you want to try again?
Yes, let me just
Perfect.
make
You
sure
can hear.
the internet is
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your patience, everybody.
Okay.
You good?
I'm sorry. 4 months ago, Tala and Salim were looking forward to celebrating a 500 guest wedding. This was before COVID-19 forced them to cancel their idols. Now, Tala and Salim have trashed all their original plans. The struggle is real. Unable to envision their new wedding, couples are spending hours looking for suitable vendors, often contacting vendors one by one to ask about new packages. This is solved by Brideway. By connecting couples to wedding vendors, couples can plan their wedding day, and vendors can communicate to a wider audience all in one spot. And Brideway serves couples during a pandemic or not. We also offer a unique feature called Real Wedding Photo Inspiration. As visual shoppers, couples can browse a database of thousands of organized photos and hire standout vendors. This is how it works. Through Brideway, couples are able to define their own style, browse more than 20 categories, compare offerings, and sort by reviews, price, theme, and location. Weddings in Lebanon are big business. For instance, a medium-sized celebration can cost anything between $15,000 and $75,000. In the UAE and Saudi Arabia, market size is worth almost $3 billion a year. While our biggest competition is wedding planners and online directories, our advantages are variety, matching vision with options, and we have the Real Wedding Photo Inspiration feature. We are focused on initiating strong vendor partnerships. In response to COVID-19, we've teamed up with 20 industry vendors to promote micro-wedding packages. Brideway has already generated 14.4K followers online for having a consistent media approach. We are focused on creating referrals and network effects. In the last month, we've hosted live discussions and giveaway campaigns to support brides. Brideway have a robust revenue model. Our primary revenue stream is the subscription fee from business listings on our directory. We also charge a 10% commission on offers booked through Brideway. Brideway's platform was launched in beta earlier this year with 50 vendors listed. We are adding new categories and listings and finalizing micro packages. We are currently raising $100,000. With this, we will be able to build a robust website, gain over 30,000 users, and generate revenue over $500,000 by end of 2021. My name is Hanadi, founder of Brideway. I have a background in financial risk management and a passion for helping brides realize their dreams. That's why I want to make sure Tala and Salim celebrate their idols, but with a tech twist. Do you know a bride and groom dealing with COVID-19? Please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Hanadi. All right, we will open up the mics now for the expert panel's questions. Everyone else, please do continue to give these teams valuable feedback, or feel free to put your emails to connect with them.
I think I'm going to jump first here. So hi, Hanadi.
Hello.
So I have a question for you. So assuming the world becomes normal again and weddings go back to normal and people can gather, I'm going to be positive and say this will happen at some point. I'm just curious to know more about how you're listing vendors, you're helping people coordinate the wedding, because like you can have vendors that do the actual location, some others maybe for catering, some others doing the audio, some others doing the flowers, all the kind of details that go into a wedding. So if, let's say I'm going to get married and I want to go on your platform and I see all these vendors, who's going to do the coordination and how does this work in the background so that all these pieces come together eventually for the wedding to happen in a smooth way?
Okay, so actually, what we're going to do is at the first, when you get access to this platform, the brides and grooms will get access to this real wedding photo inspiration visual referencing, where they can have access to multiple images in order to get inspiration at the beginning and get referred and directed to the vendors that can deliver that kind of inspiration. This wedding vision will also be matching them with the right vendors through a recommendation system. So the bride and the groom can browse all the categories and the planning services that's needed for this wedding, and they can get a recommendation system. They can get recommendations or يعني يعتمدوا على their own taste and what they want. At the end of the day, the bride and the groom are the ones who are planning this wedding.
Okay, so technically the bride and the groom have to do the coordination work on their own, but this is just a listing of potential options for them for what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe I'll jump in here as a follow-on on that, Sami. If what we're saying is that this is a marketplace, right, where you have supply and demand, which is going to come first? How are you going to get the couples on there before you have suppliers, and how are you going to get the suppliers to pay if you don't have couples? What's your strategy to really build this market place out? How are you going to convince people to use it?
Yes, definitely. Actually, we have now a very strong social channel, which is Instagram, that's referring all the couples. As we can see, they are always following Instagram pages looking for inspiration. And through this Instagram account, we are referring them to our platform where they can see more real wedding inspiration. And we can see now that couples are very interested to promote their weddings or have their wedding story featured on this website. So at the beginning, what we are trying to do and our strategy depends on hosting or featuring those brides. And with this way, vendors will see that brides are liking this kind of platform. And by this, we can onboard and convince vendors to be with us on this platform.
Great. And as a quick follow-up question today, do you think that it's reasonable in this environment to ask people to pay a subscription, the vendors? Why not just charge them a commission basis and try to maximize the number of vendors you have?
Yes, what we are trying now to do is we are partnering and teaming up with the industry professionals in order to promote micro packages. In the last 2 months, we've conducted a survey in order to study where the industry is headed to. And what we've realized that couples now are opting for a small wedding with downsized number of guests. And by this, we are approaching vendors in order to convince them to promote the micro packages, and they seem very interested. We've posted like 3 till now micro packages, and people are showing a lot of interest, and we're receiving many requests about these packages. So
Great.
it's
Thank
very
you.
reasonable to ask now for commission and not for listing subscription fees, especially during these times. But we always believe that in every crisis, there's always opportunity, and we really found an opportunity during this crisis because vendors are actually looking for a solution where they can promote their services online. And after the pandemic will finish, I believe there will be a huge competition, and they would love to be on such platform.
Great, thank you.
Dr. Diana, I see that you had your hand up.
Yes, so I have a question, Hanadi. Very nice presentation. So have you thought about the structure of your team and the skills you will need to move forward with your project? Because you're mentioning, for example, recommendation system and other features that you would like to introduce or incorporate in your service. So can you tell me more about the structure of the team that you would need in order to move forward with the product?
Definitely. We are actually raising the $100,000 to be part of it to go for our team that we are looking for, and we wish this team will have the same vision that I have about the wedding industry. Actually, we are looking for an app and the web developer in order to create this recommendation system that we are talking about, and the coordination that actually I think Mr. Sami asked me about. And to make this platform a one-spot wedding planner and a reference and a marketplace for all brides to plan their wedding without hiring a wedding planner. So actually, in the first place, we are looking for a web and app developer. We are looking to have a team that, in order to hire it for research, to collect we need 2 decades of database in order to structure our real wedding inspiration photo, this visual referencing thing. We need someone for marketing in order to reach the 30,000 users we are wishing to have by end of 2021.
Okay, thank you, Hanadi.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks, Hanadi. We're going to wrap up questions and move on to the next presentation.
And now, please meet Rafiq Saab, a passionate designer who's always looking to spread the Lebanese culture from his point of view. For this, Rafiq came up with Draw It. Rafiq, the stage is yours.
Thank you. بدي فطسك بخبرني بدي ربيك. As a Lebanese, we directly get this lingo as it's related to our cultural identity. Being a digital artist, I often enjoy taking this lingo and adding an artistic storyline to it in a smart way. Little did I know the deep emotional connection this had on my viewers. So it got me thinking, could I create a business around my passion to promote witty cultural awareness? And that was the starting point of Draw It, a print-on-demand e-commerce platform that promotes witty cultural expressions via multiple artists and their art styles. These get printed on a wide variety of items. We even offer users tailored artwork with exclusivity copyright for it, all under a one-stop shop platform honoring cultural identity. Our themes revolve around cultural trends and festivities that fit our customer product needs. And the fact that we have competition means there is a desire of such product in the market. Though we wish to capture the global market, we started off by analyzing our direct market, where we found out that 31% fit an age range who are most likely to buy our products, giving us a market share of 1.24 million Lebanese in Lebanon, 2.63 in the MENA, and 5.6 worldwide. Since 2019, we have sold 106 items and made a total sales of 4.3 million Lebanese pounds to happy customers. Our business model includes direct sales via in-house artists, as well as B2B and bulk orders, of which 50 to 60% fits our profit margin. On the other side, contributing artists to our page, as well as placing our items in shops and duty-free, gives us a 30% profit margin. Our team members is an 11 years of experience graphic designer with a passion for illustration, plus 14 years of experience in marketing and sales, Raif, as well as our pool of developers. So far, we have graduated from Park Innovation Pre-Accelerator program, which got us into Veritech Impact Rise program, and we've launched our Facebook, Instagram, and Zmooni page. From now until 2021, we will reach out to more third-party providers, more local artists, and create monthly awareness campaigns. This year, we will be launching our e-commerce platform as well as register Drawit for international access, which will adopt a dropshipping business model, which will cut off our expenses and expand our global reach. And by 2021, we will target more B2B clients as well as other countries where their artists get to promote their culture through us. And for that, we need to build our local community, B2B relationships, and optimize our product market fit, which will need around 20K to keep boosting our momentum forward. So stay tuned, لأنه راح نكتر من أمثالكم. And for more information, please feel free to contact Drawit.
Thank you, Rafiq. We will open the mics now for our expert panel questions. And again, please continue filling in the demo feedback form. Who would like to go first?
So maybe I'll go first since no one went first yet.
Thank you, Sammy.
Sure thing. I guess my question is more about the business model and how you're gonna make money. Have you thought this through? How it's gonna look like, and you can share more about the structure of your business model.
Sure, very good question, by the way. Honestly, the fact that we have a pandemic made our business model even stronger. If you're familiar with dropshipping business model, it's like Overlow, or in this case, Google Merch, where like the inventory, the packaging, the delivery, you don't do it actually. You ask a third-party provider who works worldwide, and they do the shipping, the packaging, and the providing for you. So all that from the beginning, the client only has to order via our shop, and these get sent to the drop shipper, and they do the shipping and the manufacturing and the delivering for them. So it's a very, very straight line. Of course, we have to look into the logistics of it. We're looking into that, and we're reaching to more third-party providers as well, not just outside, but here in Lebanon, because we also want to sell here in Lebanon, first and foremost, to promote more local sales as well, not just internationally. If we're going to talk about the business model in Lebanon, it's split into two parts. People who will have the raw material and the printing, people who will do the delivery for us. Why am I doing this? Because so far there is no company in Lebanon that does the two together. Eventually it will get automated. All we have to do is set up a system in which once we have a delivery, they get a request, and they do the rest.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Rafiq, I have a question for you. So you mentioned you have competitors in the market?
Yes, we do. Yes,
what
we do.
is the key differentiator of your product with respect to your competitors?
Good question, actually. First and foremost, we are themed oriented, in which we only promote cultural awareness, but in a witty manner. What I mean by witty manner is that I don't just want artists to create a pretty image. There has to be a strong message behind it using this image. This is one key differentiator about us. The theme and the content in and of itself, it has to be a smart content, which has to be thought-provoking. The reason why am I saying this is when I went for the first time to validate my concept, this was put in downtown, and every single one of them had a specific concept about the Thawra in this case. Everybody loved it because of the content in and of itself, which afterwards came the second question: do you have this on a t-shirt, on a mug, on a keychain? So that's our first thing that sets us apart. Our second thing that sets us apart is that we want to add tailoring to this in a way that These illustrations are all part of a set that we have. But let's say you want something very specific to you, something that is exclusive for you. So we can offer that. We have our pool of illustrators who are going to be working with us, and you can choose the style and the approach that you want as well. So this will give you exclusivity as well. So that's another point that gives us an advantage over these people.
Okay, and while mentioning the content, are you going to moderate the content? Are you going to, meaning that the illustrations, you're going to be, well, moderating the illustrations, or anyone can ask any, maybe I missed this part about who decides on the illustrations that will be on this platform?
Oh yeah, good question as well. Okay, who will be moderating? So let's say, for example, you want to have something very specific to you. As a customer, you have that luxury, but it has to be within a certain number of items that you're going to order. So let's say, for example, if you want to do مثلا, a wedding card, for example, and you want 1,000 copies of those, you get the advantage of asking for something that is customized. Whereas if you're going to order for one item, this is where it varies. So we offer customization for bulk orders mainly. And who gets to pick the illustrations? So let's say, for example, I did a bunch of illustrations, but I don't know if they're going to work in the market or not. In our website, we're going to have this competition where people get to vote which illustration they like the most and on which item as well, so that we can have always customer feedback. We want to be as honest as possible with people and give them exactly what they want.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe I'll jump in with a quick question. This model exists in terms of interesting T-shirt concepts. In Jordan, you have Joe Bedu. Here, there's Ashkaman or something like this. And so the trend, the idea of printing personalized, culturally relevant, witty content, the business model exists, right? And exists in the US and other places. It's not a totally new business model. Why do you think today these businesses haven't been able to scale? And how do you see yourself scaling the business?
First of all, the content has to be something that people really want. So if you're selling something that people don't care about, it's not going to scale. Secondly, through my validation, I found out that people really enjoyed these cultural themed illustrations, and till now they keep asking me for more. Do you have this on a T-shirt? A la Brutel? Do you have it on a cap? So as a theme, people want this. And even people from the States, friends and friends of my friends, they also kept asking me, do you deliver to the States? And my answer is yes, in that very coming near future. Why aren't these other people scaling up? I would say bad marketing. That would be the first one. If you're gonna take a gigantic competitor of mine, which is Redbubble, these people have a contributing artist, and these people have their own pages, and they can put these pages elsewhere to get more people in to see their artwork. So technically, organically, they're filling in people to come and see. So maybe you would come to see my shop, for example, in Drawit, and then you see your other friend has another part with his artwork here. So you would come for one person, but then end up seeing many. This is one of our strategies that we want to do. That's why the community. In the end, culture is not a one-man show. We have different flavors that we need to tackle. And that's why the community is going to make this thrive, actually. So to wrap up, is the fact that people enjoy this cultural identity. What they enjoy the most is they see part of them here in these illustrations. And the fact that the community is backing you up. So I think I'm standing on a potential ground to keep moving forward.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Rafi, and thank you for all the questions. Ili?
Yes, and now, and now, Sarah Al-Banna, a young girl always looking to learn something new. For this, Sarah created Daribni, where you can find several trainings and workshops happening near you or online. Sarah, the stage is yours.
28%. If you've ever attended any training with an institute or coach, you'll know that this is how many people intend to attend but never actually commit. Now imagine this number during this pandemic, and after it, it'll definitely be going up even more. Right now, training institutes and coaches are suffering from low exposure or new challenges coming up their way. Trainees, on the other hand, are lacking access to better fit for them, where the path is not clear enough for what they actually want. For that, the Ridney exists. It's a web-based mobile application, an online platform that connects trainees to top coaches and training institutes anywhere in the world. It promotes a wide variety of in-person and virtual opportunities to support personal and professional advancement. We have a way of bringing our trainees the opportunities they want without them searching for them, by performing an assessment to their preference, where then they'll be notified about it. As it shows, it's giving the trainees flexibility of connecting wherever, whenever they want, in groups or one-on-ones, a smart notification, and a certificate upon completing their courses. On the other hand, we're providing a system to manage institutes or coaches' operations for confirmed sales and expanded network. The pandemic impacted positively on the future of education, where digitalization is the perfect goal. And according to the World Economic Forum, we're talking about a market size of $300 billion in the upcoming years. And that's even before the new rise of digitalization. We are focusing on a content marketing strategy, where through our blog, we can produce keyword optimization on a weekly basis, meta tags, and open up comments. So in 3 months, we'll be able to increase our SEO by 25%. Also, we're maintaining a mail list varying from college students to major institutes. As for the live meetups, we have limitations. So we added to cold calling and made online relationships through our portals, where our connections are ready to be part of this. And we're offering a testing phase with their willingness to give us feedbacks on how to improve. We are not the only one out there, but we are unique in our smart notification, 2 times as powerful through our matching by showcasing website-alike profiles and providing certificates through our platform. We are much flexible in mode of meet and variety of opportunities. We'll have a 20% commission per registered courses, and we're counting on a freemium to premium approach with an average cost of subscription on a regular basis for about $10 per month for trainers and $200 per year for institutes. Our team comprises of myself, Sara Albanna, with dynamic experience in the field of entrepreneurship, with my team member Samah Daw with dynamic experience in managing tech products and full stack developer. Together, we've been able to incubate the Ridney back in 2019 and made it as a tech dreamer at PI, where we had the opportunity to validate our platform and later built a network that led to us being a community partner with the biggest summit in Lebanon and to present the Ridney at different talks. Right now, we are modifying our Android MVP as a testing market since more people are on it, and the launching will be the next step after registering the platform to then release the iOS version. We're looking for $40,000 in fund required to further accelerate our growth and scale our product, distributed among marketing and development. To learn more, you can visit our page, email us, or reach us through our number and online portals. And one more thing, that 28%, we're going to decrease on it until we see full house again. Thank you.
Thank you, Sara. Feedback form is there to everyone in attendance today, and we will open the mics now for our expert panel questions.
I have a question. Sara, do you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. You mentioned smart notifications. That's
Yes.
something special about your service. So what's the, how can you describe your smart notifications?
So smart notification is actually unique to Daribne. Since when you enter the platform, you'll have an assessment of what your favorite top topics and what are you actually looking for. So instead of going and searching for things, you'll be notified when something you're interested in come up. It's like Pinterest or something like this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone from the expert panel?
So I'll go ahead and ask a question again.
Thank you.
So, sure. Just thinking out loud. So attendance is one issue, but I see another even bigger and major issue, which is engagement. So in this world of like things going online and virtual, you see people who join and supposedly they're attending, whether it's a session to learn or even a demo day like this one. And some of them are completely disengaged and they're not listening and they're not hearing. And there are not so many ways today that track their kind of attendance. Some webinar solutions, other track it. So many others do not. So how are you going to do for a learning platform to make sure that there is this kind of engagement? And I think that's where the bigger pain point would be.
Yes. About the engagement, it's like you're recommending and you're making them popular. So instead of them wishing for them to be out there, they are out there. They are becoming popular by our recommendation. And we've done this through our online portals in this time, even in this crisis. We've been trying different cases through our portals, online and offline. And the tracking, even without the registration through our platform, there's something called saving a seat. So even you wanting to be part of this is tracked. I hope that I answered your question right.
I think you, yeah, partially, yes.
All right.
So Sarah, I have a question for you. So have you thought about the risks in general related to your venture? Like it could be maybe, I don't know, legal risks. In your case, there are no regulatory risks, but any kind of risk that will, or major challenge that will,
yes,
might be facing.
Yes, we've came across a few risks that we can come across. That's why we've been pivoting our platform to better fit the market and what actually trainees want and what the institutes are lacking for, and also the coaches. So that's why we can do it anywhere in the world, because even we had the Lebanese coaches abroad who are willing to be part of this. So as they are willing to be trying this and giving us feedback later on how to improve, everything will be resolved.
Okay, and about your service, so are you planning to focus on specific areas, or so trainers, let's say for in a specific field, or you're just going to accept trainers from various sectors?
Yes, it's not about focusing on a specific field. It's about the willingness of people to learn things. That's why you'll have the assessment. So you can put what you really want, your top topics, and that's when the action begins, actually.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We have time for one more question. Okay, well, we will move on. Thank you, Sada.
Thank you.
Ili?
In our country, artists have a lack of marketing due to the domination in the market. Nuhad Bumatar and Amit Khattar, two dreaming artists who came up with Neverland Creations to help local artists to solve this problem. Nuhad, Amit, the stage is yours.
Two songs, one beat, but Katy Perry still managed to get more than 2.6 billion views on her hit song, Dark Horse. She later went to trial with Christian rapper and lost the beat. But Katy Perry is not alone. Artists in the MENA region are facing the same problems. There's no support for amateur artists. Beats are found to be expensive and really hard to find in the first place. On the other hand, producers are losing credit for their work to huge record labels. There's no online marketplace in the MENA region for them to sell their beats on, nor channels to connect with other artists. So here is where Neverland Creation steps in, an online marketplace that is joining both artists and producers on the same website, allowing artists to find affordable beats while giving producers an opportunity to sell theirs. And that's not all. Aside from local artists and producers, we're gonna sell our beats to podcasters, movie editors, and many more, giving us a wider opportunity. Amit, can you tell us more about that?
It looks like Hamid is facing a tech issue.
So I'm sorry for the inconvenience. My network was out. I don't know if you can guys hear me.
Yes, we can hear
you guys
you.
hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, and now it's time for some number. Our opportunity is $40 million in Lebanon. It's $220 million in the MENA region, and it's $19.1 billion globally. What makes us different from our direct and indirect competition is that we're affordable. We only take a 10% commission from producers, while other websites are taking 30 and 40%. We're available online, and we can provide customized beats on demand. We're creating successful projects with young local talents. To summarize this, we're creating revenue by selling beats to artists with prices 40% less than the global market, and selling our own music beats with a 100% profit. This is not it. We'll also be generating income by taking a 10% commission of the beats being sold on our website. Our ask is $10,000. We have an album in the making. We built a database of local artists and producers. We're expecting to launch our complete website later this year. Our team is Nuhab Boumatar taking care of logistics and PR, and myself, Amit Khattar, the art director. So Nuhab?
So, give us your hand and join us on the journey to Neverland.
Thank you, Team Neverland. I just want to note that the music today is sponsored by Neverland. Sorry for the tech glitches. Thank you for your patience. The stage is now open for questions, and for everybody else, if you could please fill in the feedback form.
Hello, this is Aysar Ghraib. Thanks for the presentation. Being a musician myself, or an amateur musician myself, I tend to usually look at a site like Fiverr. I don't know if you're familiar with Fiverr, where artists can do bass lines, can do music bits, and then they sell it for on a bid-ask basis. How does your platform compare to something like Fiverr?
So what makes Neverland different is that our target audience is only local talents and young local talents who doesn't have the access to international platforms as the one you mentioned. So our main focus right now is for every single producer at his room creating beats, such as me and Nuhab, and he wants a platform to sell his beats. So this platform is for this kind of people.
Okay, so you just produced, so you focus more on the beat rather than on
Yeah,
like
we only sell
or,
music
like,
beats.
Pardon?
We only sell music beats.
Music beats, okay.
Nothing else.
Okay.
And you can actually ask for customized beats from our producers, our Neverland adopted producers. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
When you say beat, you mean like a loop, like a video, sorry, an audio sequence, or just like a drum beat? Hello?
Yeah, we do mean by the audio sequence more than a drum roll or a drum beat. It's like the whole music thing that is put in the background and added to it the lyrics. So that's
Excellent.
what we
So
do.
So a loop, if as far as I understood. But there are also platforms like this that are global that do this, right? Because we buy stuff like this for conferences or for shows that you might do. The one that we use is something like Premium Beats, if you're familiar with it.
Yeah, exactly. We know of that competition, but there's no competition in the MENA region. So that's what makes it unique, that we're creating something to support these local talents in the Arab world and show the world that we have talents and we can have beats that are as strong as our competitors.
I love that. And I like the idea overall. I'm just not sure that that's like a business model to say we want to support Arab artists. But it's an ethos. But beyond that, one thing that would be interesting for you to consider is the interest in the use of this for media, advertising, and other platforms like this. And in that case, looking at talking to advertising agencies and marketing agencies could be another interesting channel for you that could generate revenues.
Yeah, we're aware of that. That's why we're trying to connect on social media and like Anghami and all media platforms that allow us to post beats and music.
Hey, and I'm just saying that you could consider the idea of putting together a B2B effort to pitch to these kinds of entities, right? Awareness campaigns that are not necessarily just mass, but specifically targeting content creators, production houses that do advertising. There's a lot of them in this country. Marketing agencies, and I think that could drive a lot of customer base for you beyond just your like direct to consumer to music creator business.
Thank you.
Because today the music business, music creation business is being challenged anyways today, right? Like artists have less money and less ways of making money. Streaming is producing low revenues for the artists, so it's not like the most successful Arab bands are still not doing very well, as far as I understand, right?
Yeah. So just to make one thing clear, we can be B2C targeting customers, and we can be B2B targeting production houses, TV channels, YouTube channels, if I can say it's a business. So well, we actually mentioned in the pitch that we're very affordable. So we took into consideration the general look into music, that music shouldn't be expensive, that we have here in the MENA region. Yeah, and that's my 2 cents about this.
Sure, and I'm just saying looking at the business consumer is an interesting idea, because for the musicians are not great customers because they don't have a lot of money, because they have a hard time making money as musicians. So just as a note to think about in terms of your going to market strategy.
Thank you. We're definitely going to take your advice into consideration.
One small maybe follow-up on Omar. So just thinking while you're speaking and sharing how the idea works, have you considered also making it more like, in beats and rhythms? I'm not an expert in music, but I know that there are things that sound more oriental and things that sound different. Have you considered thinking of making yourself positioned as the one who's going to bring the kind of oriental beats and rhythms to the world?
Yeah, exactly. That's what our plan is, to give the oriental touch a new look with putting the modern beat into action with it.
Okay, cool, great.
Thank you so much. Any more questions from the expert panel? Okay, in light of time, let's move on. Ili?
Okay, and now, in these days, we're always looking for healthy food pollution and chemicals free in a sustainable way. So Wael Kamaluddin wanted to help us by creating City Greens. Wael is teaching us all to have green thumb. Wael, the stage is yours.
Self-sufficiency. This world will accompany us more than ever, as more than 3 billion people have been forced to stay at home due to the health crisis. Could this be a warning of what's to come? Let's not forget about food pollution and economic crisis we were facing before coronavirus. Self-sufficiency has become more important than ever. an increasing demand for vegetables paired with a scarcity of natural resources due to climate change means we need to think more sustainable. We as City Greens have decided to meet this vision, and with many people, we are returning to farming. But we recognize there are limitations, such as no suitable land for planting, shortage of natural resources, not to mention the lack of skills and time. So let's step outside of the box. Let's think smart in this era to pair tech with agriculture. Based on experience in automation system and well knowledge in agriculture, City Greens has designed and developed a smart closet to nurture organic vegetables in a convenient, sustainable, and eco-friendly way. We are starting with microgreens, delicious leafy vegetables that can be planted and harvested in your kitchen. And what makes them great? They are rich in vitamins and nutrients, and they are ready to harvest in 10 days. Plus, there is a wide variety of flavors. The smart closet is powered by an automated system to control light, humidity, and temperature, customized in size and design, so the price varies from $200 up. And for those who aren't ready to buy the closet yet, City Greens provides packaged microgreens. Our customers range from supermarkets, restaurants, and guest houses to consumers looking for healthier products. The market size is estimated to be 7 million in Lebanon, 150 million in MENA region, and 3.1 billion global. We have many competitors such as traditional farmers, organic farmers, and importers, although none of them yet have equipped access the smart agricultural closet market. And there are only few microgreens producers and importers. And about the roadmap and our go-to-market strategy. Right now, we are selling and installing the smart closet. We have landed our first customer, Cesar Guest House, which sees hundreds of visitors monthly. And we are making partnerships with dietitians and touristic places to help us merging the microgreens to the people diet. Our team consists of me, Wael. I'm a licensed technician in the industrial electricity field, interested in everything related to nature. And yes, I have the City Greens closet in my house, and I'm so pleased with these microgreens. And my partner Modar, the co-founder, we meet on the same eco-friendly mentality. So City Greens is on mission to help people seek a healthier life by providing them with a gardening experience to help lead a healthier life, remain eco-friendly, and importantly, begin their journey in self-sufficiency. Thank you.
Thank you, Wael. Made me hungry. All right, we will open the stage now to the expert panel. And please, if everybody can continue filling in the feedback form. Your feedback is extremely important to these startups. You can fill in the feedback for previous presentations you've seen and City Greens. We would really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you, Wael. So I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have a lot of background on agriculture, and I always thought that vertical farming is mostly for cities where there is a shortage of space. And now that you're mentioning your first client, Cesar Guest House, he is in Baruch, and I've always thought that in rural areas or in the mountain, you don't have this shortage of space. So maybe there is something I am missing here. Why? Well, you're saying that this closet, you can also use it if you're not living in cities. Is that correct?
Yes. صح.
Okay.
الagriculture أو الفارمينج مثل ما كنا بنعرف إنه مواسم، يعني بالصيف بيطلعوا بالشتاء بيطلع شيء. هيدا المايكرو جرينز بيطلعوا all year round، يعني ما عندنا موسم فيها.
So this is the point.
فكرمال هيك رح نحط هيدي الكلوزت عند سيزار. أي ساعة أي نهار اللي بيجي حدا عنده حدا فيه ياخذ مايكرو جرينز فريش and healthy organic delivery direct from the closet.
Are there other existing solutions like this in the market in Lebanon?
the closet market no ما بعد ما في حدا بيعمل closet بهالطريقة هيدي. في حدا عم يشتغل هيدروبونيك بس شوي بعيد عنا بالمجال.
I see. And so what are the technical challenges in in vertical agriculture? Should technical challenges in this kind of agriculture?
بالعكس there is no technical يعني هي كتير simple. مهم نأمن لها environment معينة عبر automated system and the microgreens will be very happy.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I have a question. Look, I think agri-tech right now is very interesting. Questions about food security around the world. ما بعرف إذا شفتوا الكامبين نادين لبكي وزراع عالم عم تفكر بدها تزرع الروفس وعالم بدها تفكر بدها تزرع كل شيء ولأنه حيصير فيه ما بقى عندنا أكل. I think this space is really interesting. But the market that you're tackling with microgreens seems يعني to use a word micro. يعني إنه يمكن the high-end restaurants عم يستعملوا microgreens some high-end customers. But did you think about pivoting somehow to address this new wave of concern around food and interest in this kind of farming and food production?
Yes. أول شيء نحن حكينا إنه we are starting with microgreens لأنه عارفين إنه microgreens هي مش شيء أساسي بحياتنا خصوصي هون بلبنان يعني ما حدا in need of microgreens هلا. بس نحن بالاستراتيجي اللي عم نشتغل فيها إنه we are making partnerships with dietitians with مثلا سيزار guest house. هذا الشيء رح يخلق هذا النيد للمايكروجرينز ورح يكبر لنا الماركت سايز.
Okay, fine. إنه بتكبر الماركت size from something small to something a little bit larger. But it's never going to be the demand for microgreens is not going to be like the demand for بطاطا ولا بصل ولا خيار ولا الاشياء اللي اليوم صار عم تعلى الاسعار والعالم صارت كثير مهتمه بالشيء اللي عم تعملوه بس بدها اشياء اللي هن ضروريات طبعا.
هيدا الفيوتشر فيجن لنا انه نطور الكلوزت نستعملها مش بس لمايكروجرينز رح نصير نستخدمها لفيجيتابلز وفرايتي اكثر.
Great, thank you.
Yes, welcome.
I'm just thinking out loud about also other solutions that are in this field, and many like existing solutions do this. Just what's different about yours in this sense? Like I'm trying to understand from the questions that came before, and I want to learn more about what sets you apart.
Sorry, I didn't hear your questions.
So I'm asking about what's different about your solution compared to competition.
اوكي our solution اول شيء اكثر شيء فيها منيح انه هي كستمايزد يعني الكاستمر نقدر نعمل له كلوزت كستمايز تو هيز نيد يعني مش انه مجبور بكلوزت معين. ثاني شيء هذا الكلوزت عم تعطينا فريش اند هيلثي فيجيتابلز اول اراوند ذا يير. هذا الشيء مش موجود باي نوع اجريكلتشر ثاني. في الهيدروبونيك بس الهيدروبونيك مور اكسبنسيف ومنه هذا الشيء البسيط والشيء السهل اللي نحن نحطه ببيت. المايكروجرينز is more simpler.
Okay, thank you.
Who does not hate complicated numbers? It takes a lot of time to analyze hundreds of ratios before taking decisions. Rabia Zibian, a financial expert who was facing this problem and came up with La Quantum. Rabia, the stage is yours.
Hello everyone, I'm Rabia Zibian, co-founder and financial expert at La Quantum. Simply, we are creating a new language in financial engineering. Anyway, now it's my turn to behave as an investor. Could you tell me please if I should invest in this stock and in less than 1 minute? Anyway, I'm kidding. You cannot do it. I'm feeling your pain, but it seems we have solved. Architecture and finance are two separated fields, but being combined create a magic. Imagine a new language in finance, one where all the ratios can interact together to communicate the health and performance of every company in one quick glance. Introducing LaQuanto, a SaaS technology, advanced technique in visual data presentation to analyze 56 of financial ratios inputs using 3D visual display and artificial intelligence technology. Let's dive deeper to the science behind the financial map. Step 1, review the benchmark. This financial map represents 56 financial ratios at an angle 90 degrees. This angle represents optimal ratio performance, and each line represents a financial ratio. Step 2, review Apple. The majority of Apple ratios are at 90 degrees angle and spreads widely across the chart. Perhaps that's why it is the most valued company in the world. Let's compare Apple to Western Digital Corporation in the same industry. Not as impressive? Too risky? Well, yes. Western Digital Corporation has a rising problems across the board, with many ratios not at 90 degrees overall. Look at the top left and bottom right, much more closed off, scattered, and narrow. We just compared 56 ratios to companies in one quick glance, thanks to LaQuanto technology. We are tapping into a growing market opportunity. There are 20 million plus stock market traders around the world, with the global spending on financial market analytics of $32 billion in 2019, and slightly being affected by the global pandemic due to the volatility in the markets. Okay, investments are everywhere. That's why we have a lot of competitors, but we are the first one to provide financial mapping, and we differentiate in cost mitigation and quite impressive processing. We registered a patent at Lebanese Ministry of Economy and Trade on July 2019, and our next step is to start filing for a global one. So how we make money? We have basic plan starting $30 per month, advanced plan $60 per month that provide the user new sentiment analysis and the AI analytics model. Our reaching the market strategies are visual marketing through creating valuable content, influencer marketing, and partnership with liquidity pools and universities. The strategic hero behind all this work are Faisal Abdullah, who is in charge of data scientist, and myself, Rabia Zibian, as financial expert, and came up with this map. Our team is also being supported by a list of advisors in the domain of financial technologies, strategy and planning, R&D. We are currently asking for $300,000 to further accelerate our growth and product development. On June 2020, we are aiming to start filing for global patent. On December 2020, our software will be fully functional. On the first half of 2021, we are going to launch our AI dynamic valuation and prediction model with merging alternative data with fundamental data. And finally, on the first half of 2022, our aim is targeting private companies through real-time visibility, banks, and government through e-financial services. Ladies and gentlemen, don't fear the change. Learn our new language, and you can request our investing guide. Thank you.
So just to understand, Rabia, do you actually recommend for the investors what to invest in, or what exactly is the actual outcome? What do they get from your solution?
Okay. أول شيء, we are making a new financial reporting.
Okay.
خلينا نشوف نحن بالfinancial analysis, when you have to value a company, analyze a company, how do you value it? How do analyze it? أول شيء عندك charts and dashboard. Ratio analysis, you have to look at industry ratios, you have to look at financial statements, income statements, cash flow statement, balance sheet. So what? أنت بتحس في عندك collaboration بهذا الموضوع؟ There is no collaboration. So أنا عم بخلق new financial reporting لأول مرة بالعالم عم بتصير، بعد ما حدا سبقنا عليها. عم نعمل inspiration للarchitecture، وأنا عملت inspiration للarchitecture لشغلة واحدة، إنه أنت لما عم تعمر بيتك أول مرة عم بتشوف بيتك بخريطة واحدة. So أنا ليش ما بخلق خريطة لكل company؟ هذه الخريطه هي راح هي ب one quick glance في انا اقول اذا I should invest in this company or no. هيدي نحن اخترعنا 56 financial ratios، نحن جايبينهم valuation ratios, liquidity, operating ratios, business liquidity. عم نجمع 56 financial ratios بماب وحده اللي هي ولا charts ولا داشبورد جمعتهم لحديت هلا. So that's it.
So it's financial reporting solution actually for people to see things in one shot.
Yes.
Okay. And how does this apply across multiple industries? Because I guess different companies have different needs and different kind of requirements.
This is a good question by the way. هلا سمحت لي اعطي اكثر عن الموضوع.
Let's see.
اوكي 100% مثل ابل فيها 4 industries. So نحن رح نعمل weighted average. نحن لما نعمل valuation لما نجيب الاي ار بي equity risk premium. اوكي equity risk premium كيف بيكون على كل industry weighted average. So نحن our financial map هي already على weighted average لكل industry. That's it.
Okay. Good luck and let us know if you need anything.
Thank you.
I have a question, just a quick one. Today, is your product live or are you still in development?
No, develop it. We are still in MVP stage.
Have you presented this and gotten customer validation from investors?
Yes.
Can you tell us about the validation? Can you tell us more about the validation that you've done?
Yes. Okay. Do you know Jim Cramer? Aswad Damodaran, the godfather of valuation?
Yeah, the Squawk Box guy, right?
Yes. Simply, I validated with Aswad Damodaran. And I'm trying to validate with Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer, his the godfather of Wall Street. We are shifting our business model today to stock market. بس نحن عندنا هلا إذا بدك the big مش big challenge. نحن we have a نحن هلا عم نسعى لنعمل research and development لنعمل shifting كمان للprivate companies. نحن بدنا نعمل real time visibility through integrating to the accounting system. So نحن لما نعمل integration للaccounting system على الفاينانشال ماب the CEO or the CFO عم بيشوف real time visibility للفاينانشال ماب عنده day per day. يعني مثل كأنك عم تفتح فيسبوك عم تشوف your financial map قدامك second by second with integration to the accounting system. The accountants عم بيعملوا transaction and the financial map and the ratios يعني they want to change إذا بدك minute per minute. Already.
And I understood from you that you want to sell this to traders, right? To investors.
Yes.
So have you talked to 10 investors, 20 investors, showed them these maps, and what feedback did they give you?
Yes. Yes, أكيد. نحن لو تبي فترة الفاليديشن أكثر شيء ركزت أنا على الانترناشونال ماركت لأنه نحن بنعرف هون كلهم فوركس. أنا ما عم بشتغل بالفوركس ماركت ولا عم بشتغل بالأوبشن ماركت. شو عم بشتغل بالستوك ماركت عم بشتغل مع الميوتشوال فاند hedge fund and individual stock market traders. So اشتغلت معهم عملت validation مع هذا الشيء. نحن عم نقدر اذا بدك 30 seconds نعرف اي شركه نستثمر فيها ب 30 seconds. ما لنا بحاجه لكاش فلو ستيتمنت، ما لنا بحاجه لاي فاينانشال ستيتمنت.
هاي ربيع كيفك؟ أيسر غريب معك.
هاي
كيفك؟ أول شيء well done on the presentation, well done on the idea of the product, and I think I would be one of the people who would be your potential customers, being an investment bank and having a trading operation in the UK. So I'm very interested to learn more about your product. And one of my and I have tremendous respect for Aswas Damodaran. I've taken a course with him, although I do not have much time for Jim Cramer. But Aswas Damodaran is definitely a leader in valuation. Who are you targeting? Are you targeting hedge funds? I know hedge funds have a lot of trouble to find data and to find quality data, and they pay a lot of good money to find it, and they struggle to do it. Are you targeting private investors, do you have any idea who your target should be? Is it institutional investors such as ourselves or individual?
Okay. يعني our market opportunity يعني إذا نحن بنلاحظ 75% of all the stock market traders are individual stock market traders. And if you think why I'm doing the $30 and $60 just to target the individual stock market traders يعني at the first stage, why? I'm targeting in the next year 25,000 users. Okay, just يعني to reach revenues of $5 million in the first year. So we are targeting mutual fund and hedge fund with يعني with more research and development يعني نحن رح نعمل research and development أكتر على هذا الموضوع. هلا عم نعمل داشبورد جديد. هذا الداشبورد الجديد هو انسبيريشن من الداشبورد اللي نحن عنا اياه، بس راح يكون prediction model with AI. راح نستعمل فيه 116 variables اللي هن economic variables، عم نستعمل financial variables so to predict financial maps just not to predict numbers. نحن بنعرف انه you feel distracted when you read numbers or charts. انا ما بدي هذا الشيء. نحن we are visual creatures. انا عم بخترع هذا الداشبورد الجديد اللي هو الانكلاين اللي فيه الانكلاين هو اللي بيخليك تحدد اذا انت فيك تستثمر بهذا الشركه ولا لا. سو نحن عم نشتغل بهذا الشيء على البريدكشن موديل لقدام just for mutual fund and hedge fund.
ربيع سوري بلا ما اقطعك، ما بدي اخذ كثير وقت. وبتعمل كل asset classes اما في شيء asset class ما بتعملها؟
لا كله.
Okay, thanks. We'll have a chat. Thanks.
Thank you.
So well done, Rabia. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I have hello. Nice presentation, by the way. I have a technical question. Okay, so it's more about the size of the data set you use in order to draw this financial map, and whether your tool is going to be able to scale as the data sets become larger and larger. Because you're saying that also you're drawing the map, the financial map in real time, which means that your model has to cope as the data set increases. Your model also has to be able to scale and adapt and be able to keep drawing the map in real time. So have you tested your tool? Can you give me an estimate of the data set you're using, the size of the data set?
Okay. بالنسبة نحن إذا كنا عم نحكي هلا كفاينانشال ماركت the data set is already public. يعني نحن وقت عملنا التريننج للاي اي موديل اللي عندنا عم نحكي ب 118,000 row. Okay, of data set.
Size in gigabytes, terabytes.
Yeah. The size of the model.
No, the size of the data set, is it like in gigabytes and terabytes?
No, in gigabyte.
Okay.
So بس إذا كنا عم نحكي بالريل تايم فيزيبيليتي، هو الريل تايم فيزيبيليتي للبرايفت كومبانيز أكثر من الليستد كومبانيز. لأنه نحن when we targeting private companies نحن بنكون عم نحكي عن ريل تايم فيزيبيليتي. ليش؟ لأنه نحن بدنا نعمل انتجريشن مع الأكاونتنج سيستم. So لما نعمل انتجريشن مع الأكاونتنج سيستم ساعتها بنكون عم نحكي بريل تايم فيزيبيليتي. بس نحن كفاينانشال ريبورتنج عم نحكي مع كفاينانشال ماركت مع الليستد كومبانيز بنكون ما عم نحكي بريل تايم فيزيبيليتي. نحن بنعرف انه كل 3 مانثs كل كوارتر بصير في فاينانشال ريبورتنج للكومبانيز. اوكي، فالريل تايم فيزيبيليتي هي للبرايفت كومبانيز. هلا عم نعمل نحن شيء بالستاتستيك لنعرف انه اذا كانت هيدي الفاينانشال ماب اللي نحن حنعملها للبرايفت كومبانيز اذا بدك بتكون التارجت للسي او والسي اف او. هيك عم نشتغل. نعمل 2 financial map. The first financial map for industry كيف لازم تكون اذا انا بدي اقارن حالي بالاندستري اللي عندي. وذا second financial map هي اكثر عم نشتغل statistics لنجمع فاينانشال ماب تكون مضبوطه للشركه، وتكون هذه الفاينانشال ماب سكيلينج مع الريفينيوز، سكيلينج مع الاكسبنسز، وسكيلينج مع الاوبريتنج اكسبنسز اللي نحن اكثر شيء بيهمونا. واكيد بنكون عم نشتغل مع البريدكشن.
Okay, thank you, Rabia.
Thank you.
All right. That wraps up all the pitches for Park Innovation's first ever demo day. Thank you so much for everybody that is still with us right now, everybody that filled in the feedback form, all the wonderful questions from the expert panel. Oh, I didn't have my camera on. There we go. As mentioned earlier, right now we'll be hosting a networking and breakout session. If you're interested in attending, stick around. I just need a couple of minutes to coordinate everybody into their rooms, at which point you can begin either messaging in the chat what startup you would like to meet with. If you want to meet with another startup, simply leave that room, come back to the main room, and then you can enter another breakout room. We also want to remind you and you could also share this with your networks. If you know anybody who has a wonderful, great idea, we are looking for early stage technology focused ideas in and around the Shuf area. If you know anybody, or if you have a wonderful idea that you want to look into more, that you want to gauge, please do apply. At park-innovation.com, you can access the links there. We also have a coding bootcamp. It's going to foster 2 different topics: general coding, quality assurance. If you are interested, or anybody you know is interested, please be sure to also look into that and apply. And please do follow us online. If you took any photos today, we'd love if you could tag us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're everywhere.
Dana, I have a question.
Yes.
Can we have the recording of this?
Of course, yeah.
Okay,
yes.
excellent, awesome.
We'll be sharing the recording online, so everybody here can share it with your networks, and we hope to disseminate it to even more investors for the startups. So please, if you'd like to share it with your networks once it's released, please do. We will send it to you by email. Co-working is all about community. Thank you for being a part of our community. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Startups, I will begin to break you out into your rooms. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Should we play some music right now? Perhaps someone from the team could play some music.
Well, I am playing. Yalla. Avicii.
Hot wake me up.
هو هيك حيصير.
Feel my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart. I can't tell where the journey will end, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand.
Okay, I can begin taking requests. If you'd like to meet with one of the startups. They've been working so hard with their pitch presentations. Startups, be sure to accept the prompt. attendees, you can simply write what startup room you'd like to break into. And for those that won't be joining a breakout room, thank you so much for joining us today. And for supporting these startups during this time. Haitham, did you want to add a final remark? I see your chat message there.
Yeah, hello.
I'd like to congratulations to everyone. You did a great job, really. And thanks for all attendees and guests for their contribution today. Looking forward to the next cycle. Actually, we opened the door for the next cycle and excited to meet new entrepreneurs now. So feel free to refer to us, new tech entrepreneurs interested to take part of a new batch.
Wonderful, thank you.